Okay, I'm gonna try to look right there. Alright, hey there. My name's Sean. How do you do this? Hi, my name's Sean. This is a Q&A thing. This is a question and answer thing. I don't know how to start. So, alrighty, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Will there be any plans for a mini music video for any of the other songs on the EP? Possibly one for some of us because it's easier to film an acoustic video, but I can't imagine doing one for Bonnie situation or Lake Bessie because there's just more work with doing all the instruments and filming everyone's parts. I think we're all just ready to move away from the Quiet Compassion era and start writing new stuff and getting that stuff out. Will you guys do a cover of Keep Myself by Get Scared? Possibly. I've never heard of these guys before. I should mute my phone. But if you're listening to Ivypaint, maybe you have a pretty good music taste. So I'll look into them and we will see. Thoughts on Kid Crow? Yeah, I personally love Conan Gray. I actually like just vocalists, male vocalists that sound higher toned, seeing that I am one of those vocalists. You know, like Cave Town, Austin Knight, Patty Walters, Kellen Quinn, Vic Fuentes. Yeah, the record specifically kind of reminds me of the new Billie Eilish album, or her last album at least. Great record. What's your favorite thing about each of your beautiful band members? From Jason of Ivypaint. So we all have our own strengths and weaknesses. We all have our own roles within the band. So first thing that comes to mind, Adam always has that crazy stage energy that I wish I could hold up, but I get tired super quickly because I'm super unathletic. His stage presence is insane. He's headbanging and getting headaches after. Jason, being the oldest one of the band, of course he is the band dad. He knows how to do all the emails, the behind the scenes stuff. Christian in particular is newer to the entire music scene as a whole, so it's nice being almost a mentor figure of sorts to him, but at the same time I can really appreciate his view on the music scene that isn't tainted by all the business and the behind the scenes stuff. And also he has a lot of pretty looking guitars. When did you first learn to play your instruments? I started learning drums first, actually, in 6th grade when I realized that I wasn't good at sports, so I needed to pick up some hobby. Then I realized that as a drummer, you can't really write songs in terms of melodies and chord progressions and lyrics, and singing while playing drums is not really a thing that most people can do, I feel like, at least well. So then I taught myself guitar in 9th grade, starting in high school, my freshman year. And then as I learned the simple chords, I just started teaching myself how to sing as well. Never really had actual lessons for guitars or vocal lessons, which is why sometimes I'm a little off key, but I'm working on it. I'm doing warm-ups every day. So how old are you guys? I'm 19 years old. I was born on October 31st, 2000, Scorpio. How did you guys come up with the idea to actually start a band? So honestly, I try to just be a super optimistic and goal-driven person. And ever since I saw bands like Fall Out Boy, All Time Low, 5 Seconds of Summer, As It Is, start off from just being friends and kids in high school to playing these huge shows and making an impact on other people's lives through their music. I realized that, I just wanted the same, and it was just super inspiring to me since then. So I practiced guitar and singing in my songwriting, and obviously it was terrible at first. It still basically is, but I like to think it's decent now, enough to be in a band, so here we are now. Do you guys have pets? I do. I have one dog, sort of, that I share with my sister. He is a cute little mutt. We theorized that he's half Chihuahua and half Corgi, though we're not sure exactly. But yeah, he's been my best friend for like 5+ years now. He's been by my side through it all. How many jerseys does Adam own? Too much. Too many. What are your guys' spirit animals? Probably like cute little tiny axolotl. or an otter. I've heard that they have soulmates for life, so I'm a hopeless romantic. I feel like penguins do that too? Do you guys play any video games, and what are your faves? Yeah, I used to play video games every day growing up. It was not healthy, but it kept me busy. Almost a daily basis. It would be come home from school, play video games, and then maybe at some point, if I decide to do homework. PlayStation 2, Game Boy, DS, Wii, even PC, Xbox 360. When I started high school in 9th grade, started learning guitar. Barely had time, technically, to play video games. But yeah, I'd say some of my favorite video games include Ratchet & Clank, Dishonored, Jak and Daxter, all the Call of Duties, Red Dead Redemption, Spyro, Pokemon. Never got into Legend of Zelda. Halo Reach, GTA of course. I've been super into Resident Evil. That's probably going to be one of my next tattoos. I should start playing video games again. I'd say my favorite video game of all time is probably Kingdom Hearts, or the series, but definitely the first two are the highlights. Wrong side. Yeah, my first tattoo is actually a keyblade, if you can see that. Because it just reminds me of my childhood. Rank each member from best to worst dressed. I'm not gonna answer this out of respect and kindness in my heart. Thoughts on new era pop punk? So it's kind of a mixed bag with me. I feel like the last 3, maybe 4-ish years, a lot of the stuff coming out has been more or less the same, even from bigger bands. A lot of these bands are sort of scared to experiment and change up their sound, switch up the formula. There's definitely been like successes with tonal changes from like Paramore, Turnover, whereas there's definitely been like failures per se. I'm not going to say any names. The entire alternative scene as a whole needs like a little kick in the ass to just be at its peak where it used to be, because right now honestly rap is the biggest genre. Maybe some point in time rock can take off again. Biggest influences: 5 Seconds of Summer, all those guys got me to want to do music. Patty Walters from As It Is, Callan Quinn, Vic Fuentes, Brandon Urie with his great vocals, Austin Knight, fantastic songwriter. Movements, their first EP, incredible, like one of the best EPs of all time. I can go on and on, but yeah, I'm sure you can kind of figure out where my window falls. But yeah, with that being said, we also just made playlists on our Spotify with all of our personal preferences from each of the guys, so check that out if you'd like, and jam it onto your car rides and your showers. Do you ever get stage fright? When Ivypaint was just me playing acoustic at coffee shops and bars and restaurants, yeah, I was super terrified, like nervous, even though there was only like 20 people tops ever actually listening. But as I kept playing these open mics and these small favors of the sets, yeah, it went away with time, which I'm super thankful for. So by the time that Ivypaint as a whole was playing full band gigs, not nervous whatsoever actually. What's your instrument's name? Can't say I've been one of those weird guys that like name their cars to do the same thing with guitars. My acoustic is a Taylor, so I just call her Taylor, I suppose. And then my Telecaster just goes by Telly. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys, which I suppose is a good thing, I hope. If you could open for any band, who would it be? Man, I sound like I'm just like a stan of these bands, but maybe I am. All Time Low, Waterparks, As It Is, Five Sauce. If I said any other huge band, we'd probably get beer thrown at us by like huge, swole 30-year-old guys. So probably those, you know, pretty boy bands. What do you guys do when in need of inspiration? So personally, I'm grateful enough to say that literally everything in my life inspires me every day in terms of, you know, the lyrics and the melodies. It could be like the thoughts that are consistently racing through my head, or the conversations that I have with people, or, you know, even just TV shows and movies I watch. I'm like, man, these are some heavy themes that are being shown in the plot right now, I suppose. anything kind of gives me inspiration. Anything and everything. What band / artist would you want to see perform live, past or present? Yeah, I hope this isn't a cop-out answer, but Nirvana would be insane. But like specifically the era when the media and the fame didn't kind of make Kurt hate music, so he actually like enjoyed it still. When's the next merch drop? Not quite sure yet. We still have not sold all of the merch from our first bulk order. So hopefully as soon as that goes, we'll start our new collection of merch, and hopefully it will look cooler than the stuff we have out now. So our photographer Christian asked, who are the original members of Ivypaint? This guy. Adam. Ever thought about making more covers of songs from other genres? I love making acoustic songs into pop punk, and I also like making pop punk songs into like acoustic, more poppy friendly sounds. I mean, I'll be filming more covers on this channel, so we'll see as this year and future progresses. I know Christian and Adam always want to do heavier stuff. Jason always wants to do poppier stuff, and I'm kind of just sat between them. So yeah, we shall see. I mean, always trying to do new things. How did you come up with the name Ivypaint? It took me a second to come up with the name. I was like, 1 syllable, should it be 2 syllables, 3, maybe 4? 4 is kind of pushing it. I like band names with separate words. Neck Deep, Stage Amps, With Confidence, Stand Atlantic, Moose Blood, all that jazz. So I just picked 2 words that like sounded pretty and kind of squished them together. It was originally called Mostly Paint. I don't know why I got that idea. And then I was like, how about Daisy Paint? Because flowers are pretty. Painting is kind of a pretty word as well. But then I realized there's a band called Daisy Head. Daisy Head's way too close to Daisy Paint, I feel like, because they were both squished together. And speaking of that, Ivypaint is 1 word. There's no space between Ivy and Paint. A lot of you still do it. I'm not mad at you, but for our branding's sake, I suppose. Just 1 word, please. What's everyone's favorite song to play live? So honestly, I enjoy playing all of them to this relative same degree, but since most people know the words to Little Liaison, because that's our most popular song, I guess that one would probably be my favorite, because it's nice seeing everyone do that angry finger pointing and singing along to the top of their lungs, more so than the other songs, I guess. I feel like the other guys would say Bonnie's Situation, because it's the fastest and most punk. Love the content, keep it up. Thank you, Young Revenge. We love you, and you should keep it up as well. Thanks. Do you guys do birthday parties? So, I couldn't imagine why anyone would want us specifically at a birthday party. Making loud noises on one of the most important days of their year. But I think we'd take up an offer to do a birthday party. What is the stupidest thing you've done because someone dared you to do it? I've done some stupid things before, but I think I've done them on my own accord, to be quite honest. I'm not sure though. I feel like Adam, Jason are more likely, probably Jason, to do stupid things off of dares, especially after a drink or 2. What is your favorite venue to play? I would have said Soundbar, I presume. You know, with the whole coronavirus situation, that didn't really happen. All the venues we've played are cool. Grumpy's Underground had crazy energy. I love the tight compactness of it. At the same time, it is super crowded and hot, and it's kind of stinky. What inspires your lyrics? P.S. Love you guys. Thank you, Kathy. Love you too. I'm an extremely self-reflective human being. So more often than not, I'm literally like, of course, in my own thoughts, thinking about my life and the things that happened and the people I've known. There's like a common theme, I feel like, a thing with mental health and like unsuccessful relationships with my life, at least. In general, they just tend to be huge parts of my life, so they end up in my songwriting. You know, with my pretentious metaphors with alliteration and rhyme schemes, I suppose. Alright, so that was the last question. It's getting dark, as you can tell. My natural lighting of my bedroom window is not providing anymore. Super long video. I'm so sorry. I talk way too much. I probably talked way more than the other guys. Thank you to everyone who asked questions. We might do this again after, I don't know, could be months, could be years. Yep, we've got cool things coming up ahead. And bye.